Are you a great person? Not bad to look at, but have a hard time breaking the ice? We've got your number. Call and meet lots of new people, or just listen in. Maybe you're fresh out of a relationship and ready to meet new people. We've got your number. Call Party Line and meet up to 8 people at a time. Sick of the single scene? We've got your number.
I'm so glad I called.
Me too. I really like your laugh.
Let's do it again soon.
Call now. A lot of great people are waiting to meet you. $3 plus toll if any.
Welcome to the Deadman Horror Show. You know, on this show, we've talked about some crazy things. About crazy things, let me just remind you, in case you haven't been informed what the Deadman Horror Show talks about on the regular. I mean, I like to talk about horror movies here and there. Yeah, fine, sure. But sometimes I like to talk about serial killers like the Alaska Baker, which is our Alaska Butcher. A great interesting dive into a serial killer. Very, very interesting character. Sometimes we'll do episodes about cannibalism. There's actually Facebook groups that are active that will share recipes. I talked about that before. And sometimes I'll have a guest and we'll talk about their paranormal situations and things just to kind of explore that. Here we're going to be talking about a true crime that could possibly happen. Instead of talking about a true crime that has happened, we're going to be talking about a murder-suicide that is probably, at least likely, going to happen sometime in the future. So that is what we're going that's what we're going to talk about here today in this little episode of the Deadman Horror Show. This has to do with the Thorpe family. You might be aware of who the Thorpe family is. If you paid attention to what's been going on with, let's say you're a Destiny fan and you saw Grace Thorpe and Ben Thorpe. Let's say you're a fan of some other streamer and you saw them there. Guess you learned about them. But see, here's the thing. This channel and other channels like Shamu, shout out to Shamu. Let me go and plug his channel here. We've been covering them for quite a while. All right. And I'm going to be referencing Shamu quite a bit here during this stream. And I would say, if you want to know the ins and outs and the dirty details of Ben Thorpe, Grace Thorpe, family Thorpe lore, this is where you go. Now, I've heard complaints about the documentaries. Let me talk about that real fast. This is where you go to get the Ben Thorpe lore.
Chaos, so that-
okay? And I'll tell you why. It's a long documentary because if you want to know everything in its full context, and I'm sure you do, this is where you go. Okay, so, and there's also this channel, okay? I might have had back and forth with Ben Thorpe. Might have had Ben Thorpe on my stream. Might have even had Courtney Thorpe on my stream at one point. Okay, so I'm just saying, we know what we're talking about when we talk about the Thorpes, okay? All right? Not like Kittyology. I'm throwing names there. The Thorpe Corp is a thing. We could just call it Thorpe Corp. I like what she did there. Thorpe Corp is real. That's a thing. That's a good way. Anyway, with that said, tonight's not the night for throwing feces at other streamers or throwing little jabs at other streamers. We share this space. Tonight's the night to ask the question, is there going to be a murder-suicide in Rhode Island? Is Ben Thorpe going to snap and kill someone in Minecraft? I mean, hypothetically, could he do it? Well, hold on here. Before we explore this question, we need to answer some other questions. 1, is Ben Thorpe crazy? 2, is Ben Thorpe violent? 3, does Ben Thorpe hate his family? Actually, there's a 4th, and that's, is Ben Thorpe a man driven by ambition? There's that. By the way, tonight's show is sponsored by beer, Lone Star beer. Drink a beer that's meant to actually be a beer, okay? You know, you drink all these other brands and you're surprised when they come out woke and all this stuff or whatever. Drink a beer that's a beer. Like, I swear to God, if Lone Star Beer comes out with some ad campaign about how, like, women should wear bikinis and look hot when selling beer, which they obviously should, I'll be surprised. Drink a beer, okay? All right, with that said, let's get into this here. First, who is Ben Thorpe? Chat, you feel free to color in the details where I miss. Ben Thorpe is a very ambitious person. Let me just put this on the screen when I talk about them. Ben Thorpe is a very ambitious person. Very, very ambitious. He's a dreamer, you can say. He has a dream. He was once a Catholic school teacher, but something happened. You're not exactly sure of the details, but needless to say that there's lots of things from Ben Thorpe's mouth about Ben Thorpe's own opinion about kids that may play a role in this. Let me just say that something like this. Let's see. I have so many clips here, guys. So many clips of Ben Thorpe saying that he's a pedophile in the Greek sense. What kind of sense does that make? There is a clip out there of Ben Thorpe saying he's a pedophile in the Greek sense of the word. Even in the Greek sense of the word, that's a bad thing. That's a gross thing. That's disgusting. Why would you say that? Like, what are you doing with that? So one could imagine what may have happened. I don't know what happened. I'm just saying one could imagine. Anyway, he was, let's continue on the ambition. He's an ambitious man. He was once a Catholic school teacher, but something happened there. That's where he met his wife. He claims he was manipulated into the marriage. Manipulated. We'll talk about that some more. And then he decided he's going to start an Ethiopian restaurant. An Ethiopian restaurant. And now, keep in mind, Ben Thorpe does not know anything about Ethiopian food. Ben Thorpe does not know how to make Ethiopian food. He doesn't know how to cook it. He doesn't know anything about the recipes. Let me put this on the screen here. Ben Thorpe knows nothing about that. But Ben Thorpe was driven on a mission for success. He had a dream. He wanted to achieve it. So he goes out to achieve that dream. But how does he do it? Does he do it in a way that makes sense? No. He does it in the most backwards way possible. What he does is he seeks out a property. And this is from Grace's own words. You probably heard this already from the Destiny interview, which actually is useful. Okay. Yeah. I was plugging Shamu because we are the OGs in this shit. But yeah, there is some things to be had in the Destiny interview. You probably already seen it already. I don't need to plug his stuff. You already know. The blue-haired guy. You already know. According to Grace, Ben Thorpe would sit in the back, smoking cigarettes, handling the social media and marketing of this elaborate Ethiopian restaurant, while Courtney would be doing the managing of the restaurant, cooking, taking care of the dishes, doing some of the staff, just running the restaurant. While Ben Thorpe was in the back smoking cigarettes. What about the staff? Ethiopian refugees that Ben Thorpe would house in one of his places. Kind of interesting. Interesting lore on that. Really, I did a stream on this channel where I fictitiously dug into the lore of the Ethiopian restaurant and the relationship with the Ethiopian refugees. But really, it wasn't that far off. You know, when I did that stream, I was going to say that Ben Thorpe may have housed them in one of his places to save on cost and may have cut costs by using refugees, and maybe he didn't pay them the full way, all that stuff. I would have been more accurate with that. But anyway, let's go on here. So while that's happening, Courtney's running the restaurant. He's a man with ambition, dreaming of success, wanting this Ethiopian restaurant to take off and be something. He's in the back smoking cigarettes. What happens? It fails. It fails because he does nothing. He doesn't know anything about Ethiopian food. He knows nothing about running a restaurant. This is not his thing. And he blames Courtney for this. He blames the wife for this. 100%. He blames the wife for this. This is something we're going to see time and time again with Ben Thorpe. He blames others for his failures. He cannot take responsibility. But he's a dreamer. His dream was crushed. No fault to his own, right? He's on the back smoking cigarettes. Obviously, that's the road for success when running a restaurant. And it failed. So rightfully, he blamed Courtney. So we move on to the next thing, which is, well, I'll take with Kidology, the Thorpe Corp thing, which there is no real corporation. I mean, the corporation Rhode Island with Thorpe is from what I can see, is a insurance agency, which I don't think has anything to do with him. I hope to God not. But it might have to do with a relative. There can't be that many Thorpes in Rhode Island, and I'm sure they're all related. That's something we're going to find out later, I'm sure. But he does want success. He is a dreamer, and he dreams of big goals of making a YouTube career. How is he going to do this? Well, Grace knows how to do it. His daughter knows how to do it. Grace knows how to edit, and she does know how to edit for sure. She's a pretty good editor, actually. Destiny could hire her. Anyone could hire her. She's probably pretty cheap. All you have to do is say she's not worth a damn, or she can work harder, and that's all you have to do. You have to be her dad figure in her life, and she will work for you for free. This is where we're at now. The reason I tell you this, the ambition thing first. The thing about ambition, the thing about dreams, is that when they are crushed, you are shattered. Ben Thorpe, when his dream is shattered, his dream of becoming a having a YouTube career, when that is shattered, it's going to hurt him. But he's going to blame others. He's going to blame, well, the family. Things are not rosy and cozy at the family. The family has been breaking apart. There's been some issues. The wife has left. Courtney has left the house for a good while, for almost 2 months now. It's now Grace and the kids and Ben. And Grace has essentially been the daughter-wife, taking care of the kids, taking the wife's responsibilities, cooking for the kids, making sure there's breakfast, making sure there's lunch, making sure there's dinner, taking care of the laundry, taking care of things. I hope. But I don't have the hope. I'm pretty sure because Ben will get on to her if she doesn't do these things. These are all things you already know from the clips you've seen from various of the channels. I don't have to show you those clips. The important thing about tonight's stream, and when I do take on callers, the framework we're going to be working with is what happens when the dream is shattered. Now, what's going to shatter this dream? A YouTube career. Okay. How much time does it take? How much money does it take? Time is going to be spent. Money is going to be spent. Time and money, they're finite. Okay? He's going to run out of money before he runs out of time. And he's going to run out of money. I'm not exactly sure when. All right, I don't know how much is in his bank account. But with him renting multiple properties, and I had thought maybe he was renting them out to other clients, but turns out he's renting them, actually renting them. As in he's the one paying for the lease and all that stuff. See, I was hoping that maybe there was some sort of cash flow or something, but it turns out probably not. It turns out most likely what's going on here is they're burning through cash. So the framework here is what happens when the cash runs out. Now, another very important thing for this is Ben Thorpe. Is he violent? Is he capable of violence? Well, let's talk about that real fast. Let's put some things on the screen here. Let's see. Let's go ahead and start with this. Let's start with this. This is Ben Thorpe talking about how he handles when the kids are fighting.
John were fighting. At one point, I gave them 2 knives and said, "Go ahead, kill yourself."
So, you heard it from Ben himself, the father. There's nothing out of context there. When the kids were fighting, this is the dad of the year, right? Father of the year. He would say, okay, you guys want to fight? Here you go. Here's some knives. Go kill yourself. And these are little kids. Okay. Keep that in mind. Okay. Move on to that next clip. Here's Ben Thorpe taking care of his son. His son, let's make this clip bigger here. Or make this very big. Very big. There we go. This is a clip of Ben Thorpe taking care of his son when his son is getting in the car. There's his son getting into the car. You can see he's using crutches because he has an issue with his leg. He had some sort of knee operation or something. Okay, what do you think is going to happen here? You think Ben Thorpe is going to open the door and be nice to his son? No. Let's see what Ben Thorpe decides to do. They're talking. He goes to shut the door. The father says, no, you can't leave. This goes into something else, too. Ben Thorpe is a manipulator. Ben Thorpe likes to manipulate his family. You see, Thorpe Corp can only work if the family stays united and they all work on this goal of being a YouTube family. I should probably said earlier. What Thorpe Corp is Ben's dream of starting a YouTube channel, a series of YouTube channels, being a YouTube family. Though he has a young kid, honestly, if he was really thinking, he probably could have done a Ryan's toy review sort of thing. Have his youngest kid just play with toys and unbox toys and whatever, and that would have been a much smoother launch to success. Honestly, it would have been. But no, he decided he wanted to do the debate stuff and open his mouth about all sorts of crazy nonsense, which we'll explore later on. And then all other members of the family. Oh, and decided to use YouTube as a way to take care of marital issues, which is not good. Definitely not good at all. And then have debates where he goes into his his opinion about little girls and things like that. With that said, let's go ahead and play this.
You're obstructing something that I need to touch.
You have to call the police.
They said the whole entire case is stupid. You go through it. They said no, it's all over.
Whoa!
They said it's all over. It's stupid.
Call the police. Do that again.
Oh, there's another kick. Whoa! Ben Thorpe kicked his son. Now, Ben Thorpe will say this didn't happen. They went to court for this, and it was taken care of. Like, it was a global resolution, dismissed, all that crap. Apparently, they didn't see this clip or something. Because that doesn't make any sense. And I guess maybe that judge didn't want to be bothered and actually do her freaking job, which wouldn't be surprised me, being that it's a she. She probably just wanted to get her nails done, hair done, all that taken care of, you know? Rhode Island's a fucked up place. Let me tell you something. You know Rhode Island is legal? It is too early for me to say this. We're only 20 minutes in. Let's say some really fucked up shit is legal in Rhode Island. Let's say it is legal. Chat, you say it. You say what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying. If you know about the Ben Thorpe lore and the Grace Thorpe lore and all that stuff. There's a certain interaction that's perfectly legal in Rhode Island. And God damn it. I'm not going to say it. I don't want to say the word. The word's dirty. It's dirty. It's a dirty word. It starts with an I. Damn it. Anyway, Ben Thorpe, is he capable of violence? Let's take a look at another clip. About this clip right here.
She says, I don't know. I'm not feeling inspired. But when I tell her, why don't you do this? She gets angry at me. And I think that's because there's a basic irrationality, an addiction to chaos. Because when it's chaotic, she can claim to be a victim. Now, does she really want to do that? No. But she's addicted to abusing me.
I do think that's, I don't know.
I told her this morning sincerely that I wanted to kill her and I wanted to punch my fist through her fucking face, through her fucking stupid brain and out the back of her skull. Nice. Instead of leaving, she stayed and
Whoa, keep that in mind. That's all about Grace Thorpe, the woman right there. I should say girl, but technically she's an adult now. That's about him. So does Ben Thorpe have bloodlust, homicidal tendencies? Well, it turns out he does. He does. He dreams, he has fantasies of punching Grace through her skull so hard it goes out to the back. I mean, there aren't any clips about Ben doing anything to Courtney, right? I'd hope not. It's not like that's going to come up. But Ben Thorpe fantasized about punching Grace in the freaking skull. Punching in the skull. Right through. That's violent. That's violent. Now, that's pretty crazy. That's pretty insane, right? It's not like Ben Thorpe has any other violent tendencies. And it's not like Ben Thorpe ever did anything with Courtney or tried to punch Courtney. I don't know. Courtney would be the wife, by the way. Let's see about the Courtney relationship real fast. Let's take a look at this.
He goes, I'm not gay, Ben. I don't have gay feelings towards you. Well, only someone who does have those feelings would say that. Whatever. I don't want to talk about him.
Well, Tilsa, I don't know what this means. I don't think they need an annulment. I think Courtney needs sister wives. I don't even know what a sister wife is.
Yes, he's saying.
This is lack of respect for Courtney. We'll start here.
I got to line them all up.
It's unreasonable to expect one
I need
woman-
a team of ladies. That's right, Till.
Oh, I see.
But she's not on the team.
No, I'm not.
Fuck out of here.
Thank God.
Now, Jem, on the other hand, is most welcome.
And MH says dysgenic SIGs. I think he's Hormax or that.
I agree. That was disgusting yesterday. You know, I don't understand this guy, Alex. Like, he's some kind of real gentleman with women. That's not true. And I told him yesterday, I said, I'd leave my kids with Hormaxer before any of you.
Oh, we need to talk about this real fast. Hormaxer. Let's talk about Hormaxer real fast. Ben Thorpe, this goes into the Ben Thorpe as crazy angle. Ben Thorpe being crazy. Ben Thorpe will leave his kids with Hormaxer. Who's Hormaxer? Well, we're going to get into that.
More on this panel, including Alex, because he's such a weirdo that he has to calculate whether a girl's old enough to say, you know what I mean? He's like, I don't know, a little girl.
You may be wondering who Ben's new babysitter, Hormaxer, is. Well,
welcome to the Alec Madness, home of the androcentric black pill. I am America. I'm trying to think, you know. I am the real American. Hormaxing is the true American idea.
That's the man that Ben Thorpe would let babysit his kids. Babysits Courtney kids. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That man right there shouldn't be anywhere around kids. That man right there is very suspect. That man right there shouldn't be anywhere around a school or any of that. He should be on a list. He probably is on the list. Let's be honest. Okay? Ben Thorpe is crazy. He's crazy. Let's see. Let's talk about, what about this clip right here? Let's take a look at this.
Another loser.
Whatever. I
Ben's
can't even
definitely in love. Blah, blah, blah. No. I love her. I wish her the best. I'm not in love with her. I would die before I would even touch her except to smack her in the fucking head like I did a couple of weeks ago. And
Ben Thorpe would rather die, or maybe have someone die, before he touches Courtney, his wife, again. He would rather smack her across the face like he did the other day, according to what he said. Let's play that again.
I don't even want to. Here's another loser.
Whatever. I
Ben's
can't even
definitely in love. Blah, blah, blah. No. I love her. I wish her the best. I'm not in love.
Hey, look at that. He says he loves Courtney and wishes her the best. At the same time, what does he do?
With her. I would die before I would even touch her except to smack her in the fucking head like I did a couple of weeks ago. And I don't even want to do that. Jim.
He smacked her in the head
What the
like
hell
he
is
did
that?
a couple of weeks ago. Further adding evidence to the point that Ben Thorpe is driven by violence, is capable of violence. So what happens when the bottom falls out? What happens when there's no one else to blame? What happens? What happens there? Well, let's see. Is Ben Thorpe someone that will take responsibility? Well, I already know he's not. But let me show you some other things.
Get in this car and take leading responsibility.
So, in this clip, Ben Thorpe is looking at Courtney's car. This is Courtney's car. She had a little fender bender. And Ben is going to say she can't take the little boy, their son, to the ball game. Listen to this. In this clip, you'll see how Ben Thorpe manipulates Courtney. And you also see how Ben Thorpe does not take responsibility.
I don't trust you.
Okay.
You're saying you can't
All right. So what I'm saying, Ben, I'm saying, like, let's just, can we call Joey an Uber or what? You know, I'll go.
Can we call an Uber or what?
Go with him in the Uber.
No, you're not coming.
Or you can go with him.
There's a car right here. Can we?
There's a car right here. Can we finish? Are you going to take him to the game?
Ben, there's a basketball game going on. He wanted to go to it. You have to bring it to, you got to get him to it somehow. Like, it's Uber or it's me in that car. It's one or the other.
So in this situation, Ben doesn't say, hey, how about I take the kid to the game? He doesn't say that. He didn't say any of that. He didn't say any of that. Now, there's another thing about this clip. This clip also shows how Ben manipulates Courtney. Guys, here's the reality. There was never no game. He wasn't going to a game. There wasn't a ball game to be had. There was all a situation, a setup by Ben Thorpe. And let's talk about this clip real fast. Let's talk about some other things in this clip here. This clip is crazy. This clip, great clip, by the way, available on Shamu's channel. It really shows Ben looking creepy, looking crazy. Look at him at this door. Look at him. If that's not the face of a psycho, I don't know what is. Look at that.
Do right now.
Wouldn't it make sense?
In this situation, what's happening?
I know, I didn't.
Is Courtney, the wife,
We
showed up
talked
to the
until
house streaming,
5:23, and
talking
then I
to
just had to, like,
Ben.
bust over
And Ben's
here. I
like,
didn't
you're
have time to work
streaming?
it all out. So, like, why don't you just start up a stream?
And it's just
Yeah,
a back and
well,
forth
yeah, I'll
about a
sit-
stream. It's very creepy. It's very weird. It's very weird.
When you're not even answering a question, you're not responsive to a question.
Yes, I'll
Are you
sit-
gonna sit in your car?
Now, what's going on is that this is all a manipulation game between the dad, Ben, and the daughter, Grace. Grace was going to get the cops called out for a wellness check on the mom to have her committed. That was the plan there. So Ben is someone who likes to manipulate. Grace is someone who likes to manipulate. Very crazy. And there you have it here. Look at this. You see the glasses? You might ask yourself, what happened to one of the parts of the glasses? Why is it missing that part right there? Well, remember, Ben smacked her across the face so hard it broke her freaking glasses. He's a man capable of violence. 100%. 100% he is. Now we just have to ask some more. How insane is he? We'll take a closer look. Let's take a look at his yard real fast. Let's take a look at this yard. Is there anything we can see? Unkept bushes, unkept brush.
Not sure if I'm
Take care of the yard, Ben. What are you doing with that stuff?
But
Jesus,
those
streaming
are,
all day, not taking care of the yard.
you know,
Look at the driveway. The driveway's freaking
Plan
ghetto
this-
too. Dead plants.
favorite flower,
Just horrible.
and that's
sad.
the
Dead
bad. What are you
tree, It's
talking?
gonna fall in the house and just kill everybody. I mean, if there was before murder or suicide, that tree's gonna
Talking
fall
about.
over. Let's see.
All right, I'll just vote. I didn't know this. There's
A water hose, unkept, not tied around where as it should be. Just sadness, madness, unkept household.
that is messy.
It is messy, and Ben's the king in the house, and that's what he does.
This is my bad. I'm just gonna leave that there.
Look at that. Lawnmowers that look like they haven't been used.
Okay, so some of this trash. Toilet paper.
Toilet paper on the grass. Look at that. The kids wipe their ass and just throw the toilet paper out there in the yard. That's great. That's how the kids handle their toilet stuff during Ben Thorpe taking care of them. So sad.
See, I'm unmessifying it. This seems like.
Take a look at this scene. Look at this scene. This part right here. Ben Thorpe, another Another thing about Ben Thorpe is crazy. Look at how he dresses. This is important, guys. His mismatched socks, his disheveled look.
Okay,
He's
hang
a
on one second.
grown-ass man. What is he doing? What is he freaking doing with his life? Nothing.
So,
Nothing.
am I...
He's there contemplating how he's going to manipulate Courtney, how he can get Courtney out of his life because he doesn't want to see her, doesn't want to touch her, doesn't want to hear from her, would rather have her fall off a cliff, jump off a cliff, just delete herself.
Now... Am I now back? Does anybody tell me if I'm back? Can you hear me? Okay.
Sad, sick, gross. There's a few things I answered for you, and that is Ben is definitely capable of violence. Ben is a violent man. Let's talk about some other crazy things Ben has done before we dig in a little bit further into this. Ben talking crazy.
Whatever. I
Ben's
can't even say
definitely
it.
in love. Blah blah blah. No, I love.
Oh, this clip we already seen. Look at that. I will say there is a clip. Oh, it's over here. Ben talks about being a. So Ben has some friends. You might be asking, well, how many friends does he have? Well, from what I understand, like one, and he's not a friend anymore. He was a lawyer, but he's not a friend anymore because of stuff
What do
like
you
this.
think about that situation, like that Ben had his 17-year-old sign a lease?
This is where Ben manipulated his son into signing a lease, where Ben would prepay for the lease, right? But at the same time, his son would have to pay the rent, but he prepaid. Ben prepaid. So what was his son paying on anyway?
I think in most.
Mike, please.
I think in most states, 17-year-olds can't sign anything. I mean, of course, they can physically sign something, but it would never be held against them. Certainly, though, I think depending on how friendly a judge you got, if you wanted to file a lawsuit, they might say, like, did you exploit a 17-year-old? And they know.
A judge will ask that, and judge do favor tenants.
Will reward you, like, or you being the 17-year-old, like compensatory damages or something like that. But I will say, I do think those would be minimal, especially in a family relationship.
Well, 'cause, like he said that he, like prepaid for the lease, but then John is like paying half of the rent every month.
Yeah, Ben prepaid the lease. He prepaid the lease. He prepaid it. But then John is paying half of the rent. Half of the rent of what exactly? What are we talking about? That doesn't make any sense. What are we talking
I'm not
about?
sure what the deal is with that.
He was paying only half the rent when he had the whole place to himself.
Yeah, that's true for a couple months.
But you prepaid.
I prepaid, yeah.
So then what rent is there to pay?
Well, I mean, he paid half of what the rent would be. So he was getting a place that was twice as much for half as much. But
it sounds like the landlord was making extra money on this deal. It doesn't sound like Ben Thorpe was. Who's pocketing that money? The landlord or Ben? Who's he paying it to? I mean, his son. Does his son have a job? I mean, that's kind of weird. He would just be pocketing his own money. That's a strange situation there.
I wanted him to get a roommate. He didn't get a roommate.
But an important thing is going to come up pretty soon in this clip. And what that is that Ben Thorpe is so strange, so weird, it's just so crazy things that he even pushes his friends away from him. Like things like this.
Oh,
yeah.
John, like a ridiculous amount of money. I think that's probably true. That Ben can't take no for a second. No, but I'm actually quite sympathetic to John. I mean, I don't.
Oh, we got to find the exact clip. 1 second.
We'll send something. Maybe it was an emoji of a
I think.
Oh, this is the clip. This is the part where, Ben received a little text from Grace.
I'm not saying.
No, when you say like the big fight happened when he came after me with his crutches and started swinging, he's been doing that stuff for like 10 years now. It's
brutally violent.
That was a situation where Grace manipulated that whole thing. It was overreaction. She called the police, as she does. She called the police on me for just wanting to show Ben my gardening tools. Okay. She calls the police whenever she can because she's a damsel in distress.
Violent.
Oh, no. Before we were ever on YouTube, he publicly said to his siblings that I had.
It also shows the violent nature in the family. It kind of runs in the family there.
Raped, all this, crazy shit. That's.
Whoa, what's back up there? What was that? You raped Grace? What was that?
Siblings that I had raped Grace.
You had this accusation.
All this, crazy shit. And his mother sort of agreed with him. It was crazy. Totally crazy. Nothing to do with YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
He found some. Whatever, this is when his mother was. I mean, this isn't really like YouTube, right? So he was convinced of this somehow. I think his mother was telling him. So he went through his sister's phone and she sent me something. You teenage girl will send something. Maybe it was an emoji of
an emoji.
Eggplant.
Phrase it was. Hey, can you come up here and bring that big dick with you? And
yeah. Can you come up here and bring that big dick with you? That is crazy dialogue between a daughter and a father. Crazy. And it gets more insane here.
At the time, or would I be now?
At the time and now.
Yeah.
Let's go a little further.
Of every porn movie. Mr. Penis. That's the correct answer.
What?
Or nothing. Like what would someone have to find to find out who you are? I mean,
no, I'm
like, I don't know. I'm the most sexually.
Let me find that part here. 1 second.
Watching.
Yeah.
Just that's not fucking weird.
Well, I had to do research.
Oh, it's great. She's doing research and we're both and free us from this insanity.
Holy shit. Every time I hear Ben, it's just, I can't stop hearing him. I know, like, I had clips ready to go, but I'm just listening to this part here. I'm just like, I can't stop listening to this guy. Because every word that comes out of his mouth is a complete, absolute, it's just craziness. It's just craziness. I don't understand. Let's see. Ben went to Courtney.
Violent? Yeah.
And it emphasizes before we get on to the main topic here, is there going to be a murder-suicide, hypothetically? Hold on here. We already know Ben wants nothing to do with Courtney, okay? We already know Ben has violent tendencies, okay? This is what Ben is willing to subject Courtney to, okay? Take a look.
Oh, good. Here. Okay, good. Good. I'm glad. Good, Courtney. Yeah, good. You're on. A good little slut now, Courtney. That's what you want to be, a good little slut. Isn't that it?
Hang on.
Yeah, now stop with the hanging on.
Okay.
Now, what's the problem with Ben?
Now. Sorry.
Is Ben problematic in Ben? Because I started to say, Ben, well, Ben, you want to save your relationship, blah, blah, blah. Do this, do X. He doesn't want to listen to me. Now, he claims you're the sexual freak and he's not into it. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. So what's the obsession?
So Courtney's a little sex freak. Ben is not, and that's causing issues in the relationship. We'll get into that a little bit more on this murder-suicide thing, because it may not be what you think it is.
With Ben if he doesn't like sex?
Okay, that's a good question. What's the obsession with Ben? Just like, he's the guy that, like, I always thought was kind of bigger than life and somebody that was gonna
skip along here.
I don't know, kind of save me, like a dirty fucking slut who just deserves to get punched.
Yes, well, you are. That's all you deserve. You deserve, but Ben doesn't want to do that. Obviously, you.
So this is how Courtney sees herself. Courtney subjects herself to this whoremaster guy, who goes on and has her say things like she's a cum dumpster, she wants to suck whoremaster's penis, things like that. That's what Ben wants her to do, because Ben sees so little in Courtney. And this was the woman he married, at least he claims he was manipulated into marrying. had kids with, and now he just absolutely hates her. He says he loves her, but let's be honest, he hates her. He just won't say it. He wants something to do with her. Okay. What else? Oh, here's this part. This is what I really wanted to play.
I have someone who goes to my chat who's a 16-year-old girl, and I was told like it's really, really a problem. I was like, what would be the problem? I chat with her. I would meet her in person. I would tell a 6-year-old girl that her dress looked pretty.
Ben.
I'm a pedophile in the Greek sense, Mike. Lover of children. I love children, especially girls.
Oh, Ben.
Pedophile in the Greek sense. A pedophile in the Greek sense. He loves children. Okay. Ben is crazy. Ben is crazy. He has violent tendencies. He hates his wife. What about Grace? Does he hate Grace? Well, let's see how he talks to Grace. Real fast. He wants Grace to be essentially his daughter wife. Let's see here.
Well, I'm saying you can, like your mother, totally fail, because I do think it, like, the psychic stress may be too much for you.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to sit here and have you sort of fail and claim that you're the victim of that. Just fail if you're going to fail. Something cleaner about it. No, will that put me and Joe and your sister in a tough situation? Yeah, and I think I'll hire a maid. Because I'll tell you something. It's not that hard to make a little food and keep the place clean.
Replaceable Grace.
2 hours a day, easily.
You are replaceable.
Well, I'm saying you can, like your...
That clip we just saw is Ben getting on to Grace about failing as a daughter wife. If she can't keep things clean and orderly around the house, she'll be replaced, and he'd just hire a maid. Keep in mind, that clip I showed you about the violent tendencies of Grace, Ben, oh my bad, was Ben fantasizing punching Grace in the face. Punching Grace in the face. And let's do a little reminder on this.
You dirty little bitch.
How is it life affirming?
Little dirty bitch.
Ben decided it was a good idea to allow his daughter to be subjected
to your face
to the Hormaxer treatment. That's how much he values his daughter.
Exactly.
Gross. Absolutely disgusting. So, does he love Grace? Does he value her as a daughter? I don't think so. See, the clip stuff kind of bogged this down a bit. But really, let's get down to this. Let's get down what's going on here. Ben Thorpe is a dreamer, okay? And we're going to open for calls, and anyone who's interested could chime in. Ben Thorpe is a dreamer. He has ambitions. He wants a YouTube career. And he's going to achieve that goal in any way he can. He is willing to manipulate his family, move them into where they need to go, like they're pawns on a chessboard. Move them where they need to go. Have them do what they do. Tell them what to do. And go from there. There are some crazy things that have happened with the manipulation stuff. There's some other clips I could show you, but I feel like the clips bog this down. There is a clip out there, which you can find on this channel, where Courtney uses the youngest boy as a shield from me. And that boy also pretty much gets onto Courtney. He's like crying. He's in tears. It's a very tearful, very emotional experience. I couldn't stand it. I didn't like it. A lot of us didn't like it. And I always wondered, was that authentic? And I asked someone in the family, is that authentic? And they're like, not really. The dad told the boy to do that. So there are these games that Ben plays. He moves people. He tells them to say things. You notice Grace in all her debates on destiny and tomfoolery of modern day debates, she parrots what her dad says. She says what her dad says. He is in her ear. He is on her phone. He is on her text messages. She is saying what her dad says. If you watch Grace at any sort of stream debate, you are seeing actually the dad debate through Grace. You're not actually seeing Grace. Grace is a puppet. Grace is a meat puppet for Ben. Ben's fist is so far up Grace's ass, okay? Like he's controlling her mouth, okay? That's how far it is, okay? It is crazy. Grace at this point is essentially not even a person. She is a puppet, a meat puppet. That's how far Ben is willing to go to manipulate. He's a dreamer, right? But what happens when the family doesn't want to do it anymore? Courtney, actually first, I think it was John. John didn't want to do it anymore. John, the son we saw Ben kick. I don't have to say allegedly. That was a video of him kicking John. He didn't want to do this anymore. He saw how stupid it was. They put your family drama on the internet. Put your family drama on YouTube. So he left. Courtney finally realized I was right and doesn't want to do this anymore. And doesn't want to participate in Ben's game of chess. You don't win when you play against him because he's going to get you in these technicalities and whatever. They're word games. Don't play his game. His game is stupid. His game is retarded. Okay? Absolutely retarded. Do not play his game. That's the best way you win. Courtney realized that. The Thorpe Corp is shattered. So far, it seems like it may not shatter anymore. There's always a chance that the bottom could fall out. And like many YouTube families before him, like Shanny for Christ, well, and that one in particular for sure, when the money runs out, it's all going to go to shit. Like, it's going to go insane. Like, I am waiting for that. When the money runs out and they can no longer afford their Rhode Island mansion, what happens then? Well, that's when I think we get into the murder-suicide. That's when I think we get into that. You see, as a man of ambition, but also a man quick to blame others for his failure, what happens when his dreams never manifest because the money runs out? The people don't trust him. And our Grace, his daughter wife, leaves him if that ever happens. All right, we're back. Okay, we're back. Essentially, you know what I was saying. There's some issues. Okay. I think, but okay, I'm going to ask for some callers to come in. What I want you to answer is how you think this is all going to play out in the end game, okay? When the money runs out and shit hits the fan, how is this going to play out? I have some theories on this. I have a Ben theory and a Courtney theory. The Ben theory is that when the money runs out, Ben will administer a correction to Grace that is a little over the top. You see, Ben likes to correct Grace when she is involving chaos. He put some verbiage about chaos. Does she like chaos or whatever? He likes to set it straight. And when that happens, it may go a little too far. And if that ever does happen, well, I guess he's going to have to take care of that scenario. He's going to have to explain that to the police, or it'd be easier for him to just not. Now, let me just say, it is more likely that Ben would do a murder, so to speak, hypothetically, than a suicide, hypothetically, because a narcissist doesn't really do that. Oh, well, maybe no. I see him writing it out and trying to tell his story and twisting and all this stuff to the very end. Like, honestly, the Thorpe family is going to be on Netflix one day. It's going to be a true crime thing. We're all going to be there. We're all going to be participants in it. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. The Thorpe, Ben's going to love it. I'm going to love it. Everyone's going to love it. And it's going to be great. But what I'm saying is, before that happens, though, there's going to be a gruesome crime. There's going to be a gruesome crime. And it could play out in many ways. Courtney could come back to the home and Ben could snap at her. Or Courtney could not return to the home and Ben could snap at Grace eventually. Okay. Now, there's a Courtney theory. You see, there's other players in this. There's a Courtney theory. Courtney is a woman that apparently tricked Ben into marriage. She's the queen of lies, the cock-teasing grand manipulator, the malevolent schemer that posed as a flumpy, battered housewife. Okay? Could that just be a front? What if the real reason why Ben Thorpe smacked Courtney across the head was because he knows how bloodthirsty Courtney can get? We heard from Hormax that Courtney is a sex fiend. Maybe she's into some really crazy things. Maybe has some violent tendencies. I don't know. But there is actually, as hyperbolic as it is, the reality is Courtney wants to talk to the kids. She wants to see the kids again. And she's tired of these games. She feels like she's playing these games with Ben. It sounds like she could possibly go back to the home one day. And I don't think to take Ben to court. I think she should, but I don't think that's going to happen. Maybe she goes back to the home and she goes back to settle things. She goes back to set things right. She goes back to give to Ben what Ben has given to her and give him a smack across the face. Give him a correction, I should say, in Minecraft. All this is Minecraft, hypothetical, okay? We're all talking about Minecraft. She will go and use a pickaxe in Minecraft and hit him in the face. It'd be brutal and take all his diamonds, okay? All right. It'd be so brutal, so disgusting. That's one possibility. I don't see Grace snapping in this. Grace is essentially a puppet. The other player potentially, there's three scenarios. It could be initiated by Ben, where there's a murder-suicide thing. Though the suicide thing probably not likely. If Courtney initiates it, the suicide thing is likely, as she murders Ben in Minecraft, and then Officer deletes herself in Minecraft. That's possible. But then there's the John question. Now, John, I like John. I like his artistic expression. Let me tell you something about John real fast. I asked John a question. What do you think is going to happen in the in-game? Okay, what do you think the in-game actually has? And he had this to say. And keep in mind, John expresses himself through video and artistic means. So take this and analyze it, please. Brilliant. It's dark, void of light. The dark filthiness all around. There's a bucket. The only thing that's lit is a bucket. A bucket probably full of piss and shit. That's Ben. That's Ben. I'm 100% convinced that when John sent me this, the shakiness there, that's John's way of saying of what's happening in the end game is that the bucket is the only thing lit being Ben, okay? And it's full of shit and piss, and everything is dark and shaky around it. I think he knows. I think he knows what's up. I think he knows that Ben, as a corrosion, as a corrupted force, kind of like something from a Lovecraft horror. It is Rhode Island, by the way, the home of H.P. Lovecraft, that this dark and brooding corrosion will seep further and destroy it all. So sad. It'd be so sad. It'd be sad. There was a clip that was sent to me. Maybe I'll play it right now. Let me play it right now.
Yeah, siblings fight, but he would like hurt my brothers. Like hurt.
Whoa! Back that up. Back that up. Let's see. Let's do what the context is of this clip real fast. Let's play it real fast.
Yeah, siblings fight, but he would like hurt my brothers, like hurt them, and they couldn't fight back because they were younger than him.
The audio's low. Don't worry, I'll tell you. There was a fight, Grace says. But siblings fight, but he would like hurt my brothers.
Grace, I'm going to upload all the info about Ben having an open investigation and detectives showing up 2 days ago. Is there anything about that you'd want to be included?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question. There is an open investigation. Now, I can't say anything about this. I don't know anything about this open investigation. I have nothing to do with it. I do have my opinions on the family. I never get personally involved. I make some stupid shorts saying some stupid things in the heat of the moment, but I never get actually involved. Unless there's like a subpoena at my door or whatever and all this stuff. Okay. Anyway, but even with that said, I don't think that's even going to happen here. And honestly, like things would happen differently.
I'm going to upload all the info about Ben having an open investigation and detectives. I guess you should know what the detectives were here for. I don't know. Fuck you. Go make your documentary. It'll get 2,000 views.
Oh, burn. Self-emulation. Emulation on Grace. Because here's the reality. Shamu will show that, maybe. And people will like it. People learn. Now, this stream is meant for more just fun and theatrics and just hyperbole fun. Okay? Hyperbolic fun. Is there potential for a murder-suicide? Is there potential for a murder-suicide? Okay. I asked kindly if I could use this particular VC. Let me hop in here and set it up. Hopefully everything works right. Let me share the link here. Hopefully everything goes well. I don't know if you guys are all watching. I don't know who's watching, if anyone is. So when I share this link, what I'm asking you is, this dude, this is not like you drink my blood, but you can tell. Well, the point of this is to answer the question: what's going to happen in the end game? How do you think the murder-suicide scenario is going to happen? How do you think it's going to happen? Is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? Rhode Island is a crazy place. Rhode Island is a land of H.P. Lovecraft, of crazy horror. We can't just like make that just a quick side note. I mean, this is a horror stream. I'm a horror guy. H.P. Lovecraft, it is Cthulhu mythos is very significant to everything horror. I mean, come on, man. You've seen the Cthulhu mythos creep into just about everything. And I think Rhode Island played a part in that. There's something in the water over there. Definitely when it's legal to bang your daughter in Rhode Island. Oh. There's something else I should say about the Courtney theory. So my Courtney theory goes like this, but it's a little, I need some help with it. Okay. So Courtney is, she's the wife and she has reasons to resent the husband. She's out of the home. She's been away for a good while. She wants to talk to the kids, but she feels like they've been turned against her, which they have been. But at the same time, she hasn't really been there for them. So she needs to make up her mind on that. Is Courtney going to come back? And if she does come back, is she going to be violent? Is she going to be vengeful? Well, she's not one for violence, is she? We've never seen her be violent. We've seen her be essentially a doormat. Everyone will walk all over her, step on her, and all that stuff. So I don't see that happening. And Courtney, I don't see a possibility where Courtney will take Ben to court either. And the reason why I say that is because Ben believes he holds a trump card. He has a card up his sleeve, actually not in his sleeve, in his hand, ready to play. He's waiting for it. He actually already kind of played it a little bit. He teased it. He teased one card in what he believes could be a flush, but we're like, nah, man, probably not. And what that card is I'll just tell you. He says that Courtney, we know about Ben and Grace. If you don't know about that dynamic this far in, it's believed that Ben and Grace are in an entanglement, in a relationship. Okay? All right. Well, he put it out there that Courtney may have done so as well when Grace was like 16. And it sounds like Ben may have told her to do it. Now, it's greasy. This is fucked. If this is true, it's fucked. But it's not as fucked as Ben thinks. I'll tell you why. Well, I already tell you. In Rhode Island, it's legal. And age of consent is 16, I believe, in Rhode Island. So what I'm saying is that trump card, I don't think is even a trump card for Ben. I don't even think that's a trump card. As dumb as it sounds, I don't even think it's a trump card. I don't think it is. All right, let's see if we get some people hop in here. We have someone waiting in the room there. Snell's in the way. You could drag him in. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, you got. All righty. So we have our first caller here. Let me open up the stream here. Just okay. Monica, you're muted. Unmute yourself, please.
Okay. What's up, kid?
There you
What's
go.
going on?
Thank you. How are you doing? First off,
I'm all right.
you're all right.
How's your stream going?
It's going great.
Tuned in.
It's going fantastic. One second. So go ahead and let me increase your volume there. Your volume's low. I'll increase on my end. Don't worry. So tell me, okay, you know about the Ben Thorpe situation, right? Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think happens when the money runs out?
Prostitution, probably. Ben's gonna prostitute. Ben is going to prostitute himself.
Well, Ben's going to prostitute himself.
Yeah. Or potentially,
That is
children.
an interesting theory. Ben's going to prostitute himself. Wow, I didn't even think about that. Wait, why himself when he can prostitute Grace?
I mean, he's already doing it, right? Like, he's flirting with people like Tropic already, and like the voice chats and the text chat. So I could see him whoring himself out for sure.
But why? But would he still have Grace around when the money runs out?
Oh, I forgot about Grace, honestly. She bores me so much.
Yeah, but she's part of it. I mean, she's part. Wait, how attached to the hip, to Ben's hip, is Grace?
If you want me to say that Ben's gonna whore his children out when the money runs out, I'm not gonna say that. Like,
Oh, so you're not gonna speak the truth?
I'm not gonna say
Because
that,
in a
but
way,
it's
he's
fair.
already whoring his family out now. I mean,
Yeah,
did
for
he
sure.
not whore Grace out and try to whore Courtney out to whore max her? Okay, he's already trying to whore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like you're right.
Ben is an evil, despicable human being,
Right.
And he knows I think that of him. What do you think will happen? I just tuned in.
Well,
like, what are your thoughts?
I'm wondering, and this stream is crazy because the question I'm exploring is it possible that we're going to get a murder-suicide in Rhode Island?
Yeah, that's actually been speculated on before. There are a few of the people that were just like, dude, he's gonna murder everyone and kill himself.
He's an axe
And you're
murderer,
gonna find
potentially in Minecraft.
Grace's head in the freezer,
Hmm?
and it's so hard. It's hard to even think about.
Well,
like,
it's actually
killing
not
your
hard. It's very
family.
easy to murder. It's very.
I mean, Grace is a bitch, so I mean, it wouldn't be that difficult.
Okay.
But,
So it's a possibility, maybe, in Minecraft.
yeah, murder suicide in Minecraft, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, axes are a weapon in Minecraft. That could definitely happen. Just take an axe or pickaxe. Actually, Ben, if you're listening, what you could do, listen to this, Ben. What you could do if you don't want to deal with Courtney, she's causing you issues. You could in Minecraft murder her avatar with a pickaxe and blame it on the Deadman because you already have that going on. It'd be like it was a pick hoe in Minecraft, of course. Let's not do that. Actually, that would be bad. But
yeah.
Let me ask you something, Monica. Is it Monica Lewinsky or is it just Monica?
Just Monica.
Where does the Monica name come from?
Where does the Monica name come from? Oh, some retard on Discord just said my name was going to be Monica.
Stop. That was very offensive what you said. You mean, can you please correct that before I correct you?
Special ed person.
An individual with intellectual and developmental disabilities, IDD.
An individual with intellectual.
You're so high, you can't say all that. You hate
it's
retards
just, like,
that much. You are a horrible human being, but I
know.
respect what you're
I'm
saying.
the worst. You know.
Okay.
You know I am. I'm speaking the truth. So yeah, some retard just thought my name should be Monica. That's it.
I can't not stand that. Okay.
Maxer did deem me Monica. We all know this, but it has been deemed Monica. Henceforth.
So you wait, what? You hoard yourself out to Hormaxer already?
Oh, shut up! No, I did not.
I know.
He just called me Monica.
He just Hormaxer.
He called me Monica. So my name is Monica
On point.
now. Apparently.
On point. Wait.
Mm.
This is a horror stream, not a drama stream. We gotta keep it horror related.
yeah.
Murder
Thank
is
you.
horror
I didn't
related.
know.
The death of this
because
family,
I just
hypothetically.
didn't.
I hope nothing
Right.
happens, but honestly, Ben is a psychopath. I see.
In my opinion, if it's a horror stream, Ben is probably going to commit murder suicide for sure.
yeah,
All of the
yeah.
true crime girls have said it. It's 100%.
Do you
gonna
think you're going to be a
happen.
character in that Netflix series?
I hope not. I don't think so.
Where they call you Monica?
No. I'm just an innocent little bystander, you know.
They'll probably
I'm
just
not
call you
doing
the
anything.
bitch. Some bitch.
A bitch. Yeah, he does not like me. Ben does not like me. Is he in the chat? Is he watching?
I don't know. Probably. All right.
You're not watching the chat because I'm not watching the chat, huh?
I'm watching the chat every now and then. It's as moving as it's going to be on this stream. Okay, so any other caller, just come on in. Let me know what your hypothetical is. You're not going to get roped into some sort of legal thing. We're all talking about Minecraft. It's speculative here. It's Minecraft stuff. We're saying Ben's going to murder Courtney in Minecraft with an axe or a pickho and blame it on me. Okay, it's very.
I will say, I think he's gonna murder Grace first.
Probably. Grace is right by.
I don't even know if Courtney's gonna get murdered. I can see the kids getting murdered probably in Minecraft.
I don't know. I don't know if Ben will hurt the other kids though in Minecraft. I think he'll let them be. I think
Grace though.
Grace
and John?
100% in Minecraft is being murdered because Ben will think she took the potential diamonds he was going to get from YouTube career. Okay?
Yeah.
See, Ben has diamonds in his eyes. He believes there's all sorts of diamonds in this future of YouTube career. And when it falls flat, when it doesn't happen, it's far from there because there's many things that would have to happen to prevent that. Right now, they have time and money. And time is something you
And time runs out, doesn't it, Deadman?
yeah, but
money runs out.
I think their money's going to run out before the time runs out, though.
Yeah. Yep. Oh.
Because
it's gonna be bad.
Yeah. Remember the Shanny for Christ scenario when they were like they had to leave their house? Were you there for that?
No, but I remember someone talking about it.
It was hilarious. It was actually quite funny and sad at the same time. It's actually kind of demented that I think that was funny though because there's kids involved. But they were like driving on train tracks and stuff. They were like frantic, and someone went to the home and video. They should have done that. They were like trespassing, but they went to the home and they videotaped all the conditions of the house. It was so bad. It was so bad.
That is terrible, dude.
Yeah. All right. You were the brave one to give your opinion on this.
I mean, whatever. They're a fucked up family either way.
They are a fucked up. Oh, we have some other people. Monica, thank you. I'm going to kick you out though, okay? All right.
Okay, bye.
All right, I'm going to bring some other people in. I got to learn how to use this. All right, I'll bring in Slugmaster because he's right here. Slugmaster, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going? It's going real good.
All right, man. So you know about Ben Thorpe, right? You know about the Grace Thorpe family?
Oh, yeah.
All right. What do you think is going to happen when the money runs out?
I think he should send Grace to my house, and I'll send her to Vegas and pour her out.
That's a good possible. How much money could she make?
About $350.
$350?
Yeah.
$350 is good. You could buy some King Cobra malt liquor with $350.
I could get so many salt shakers off that bitch.
Oh yeah, 100%. Now, do you think there could be a murder-suicide in Rhode Island? Hypothetically.
Very imminent.
Very imminent, you say?
Either that or nothing happens. Very 60-40.
Okay, 60-40. Okay, I like those odds. Do you want to say how you think it's going to play out?
Honestly, I'm going to fuck up the bit real quick. Nothing's going to happen.
Oh, come on, man. Something's going to happen. Okay. Thank you, Slugmaster. Thank you. Thank you. It was good. All right, Big Burr. Big Burr, you are in. How's it going, Big Burr?
Yo, what's up, Deadman?
I'm just here and asking people if they think there's going to be a murder-suicide in Rhode Island.
Yeah, I'm very new to this, so, my opinion is a grain of salt compared to everybody else. But, recognizing how Ben Thorpe's going, he admitted bipolar disorder, and I know that it can only get worse with age, and you can tell by the manic episodes and how much attention he's been getting. He's going a little too off the edge,
That's an interesting aspect you brought up there. The attention he's getting now, right? Because they really popped off with the whole Destiny thing and all those other, I guess, streamers related to him covering the Thorpe stuff. So they had their peak, I think.
They kind of missed it, They had it, and people like to judge Destiny for being an edgy edgelord, but this Thorpe family was way too much for even him. That's why he deserted him. Like,
Yeah.
they're too much of a mess. Even like they could be illegal, like just borderline illegal. What the hell?
Yeah,
Abuse
could
and
be.
neglect with their children.
Could be.
But with their end game, I think the end game is just, their original plan is to be big streamers and ride that off, and they're a whole family of streamers. But when it comes down to it, I feel like Grace is gonna realize that Ben is just dead weight. If she ever wakes out from that manipulation, like, he's clearly dead weight. No one wants Ben. Everyone cares about Gracie, even if she's just as crazy,
But do you think she has a thought that is original? Isn't Ben's?
No, I mean, she picks up almost like the same, like, Ben mannerisms, like the way he
Right.
talks and stuff. So like that's how she can like come off a little smart, but I don't think she really comes with her own opinion. Maybe she really takes the streaming stuff seriously. Eventually, she'll just drop them. But if this is all just for her dad, I mean, who even knows is gonna go? I don't think a murder's gonna happen. But I feel like somehow the police is going to get involved with the children. I mean, they're smoking cigarettes all day. He's not working.
Mhm.
The money is so finite.
Do you
Who
think
knows where it's
John's
gonna go?
going to come back and settle the score? Or do you think John's good?
All right. Personally, I understand why Courtney and John wants to like get off the internet and just live their own life. Like not everybody likes the idea of being watched. Like that shit's weird and it fucks up a lot of people at a young age.
Yeah.
But if you really wanted to fight him, like John, I've talked about this plenty of times, but John or Courtney could just have a YouTube channel and just sharing shit posts. And like just the idea that like Ben a lot of people like the idea that John got away from Ben.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people would just like it and subscribe out of spite for Ben.
Yeah, they would.
Because I mean, come on, like there's like nothing redeemable about Ben. I don't think there's a single person that likes Ben. There's people who like Grace, not Ben.
And I would gladly help John in that way. By the way, is there still a GoFundMe for John for his cats?
I think it's still up. He said he got a pretty big boost, but
Go support
anything
John,
can help.
guys.
I
Go
mean,
support John. He has GoFundMe.
Yeah, John's really just trying to live his life, man. I couldn't like just comprehend the fact that like my dad was like, hey, don't pick up a good tech job, don't pick up a good trade, go be a YouTuber. Like, fuck off.
Yeah, that's the exact opposite of what you should tell your kids. I tell my kids, do not be a YouTuber. Go do something. Be a plumber. Be something. Be something. Do something. Come on, man. Be an engineer.
No, yeah. Be useful to society, man. I mean, like, you don't have to be like Superman, but like contribute. I mean, at this point, let's lay in your house, smoking cigarettes, and being a nuisance is just
All right,
terrible.
Big Burr, it's great talking to you. We do have some other people lined up in the waiting room. Any
no
other
problem, man.
final thoughts before I guess kind of
Final
sunset
thoughts?
you?
No, thanks for having me on, man. It's the first time I ever hopped on a stream. I've been trying to keep it tame. But shout out to everybody
All right, thank you, man.
that's spreading out the word to the document by Shamu.
No problem. All right, Kino Smoky Man is next. Kino Smoky Man, are you there?
Mr. Deadman, how's
All
it
right.
going?
It's going great. Do you think there's going to be a murder-suicide in Rhode Island?
Well, the only way there could possibly be a murder-suicide is if Ben leaves the house. But Mr. Deadman, I just wanted to pop in and let you know, little Gracie Goose has been streaming all the live long day today, and well, she let it slip on her stream and in her Discord the other day that there have been some Rhode Island Warwick police detectives over to the mansion
Don't
to ask
say.
Ben some questions, and she refuses to talk about the context of it. But supposedly, we can look forward to more details in the next exciting episode of Shamu's Thorpe Experience.
That is great. And by the way, everybody, go support Shamu. If you're watching this, you probably already subscribed to him, but definitely subscribe to him already. He's the OG on this stuff. If you want the good Thorpe lore, you go there. Okay? 100%. All right.
That being said, I would like to remind your audience that Grace and Ben have hijacked the Courtney Thorpe Otoko's channel, and any disgusting pornography you may or may not have seen on that channel was not hosted by Courtney herself.
100%. Yeah, they hijacked the channel. Grace has had access to that channel for a good while. But you said something that interests me. You said there's going to be a murder-suicide bill if Ben leaves the home. Do you wish to elaborate on that? I'm curious.
Well, he already tried to choke his son out up against the center console of his car when he left his evil clutches.
Yeah, I saw that. At least I saw him kick his son.
The account from his son is that he tried to close the car door and his dad kicked him for it, which we all saw on camera. And then the part that we don't see on camera, because Grace decided to not have physical evidence that could incriminate her father, was that John said his father reached into the car and strangled him up against the center console of the vehicle.
Oh.
And while he thought he was going to die, he started beating his father. And if you want to recall back to Ben's version of events, he says that he fell into the car and that Jerome started beating him for absolutely no reason, and no son should ever assault their father. So I'll let you decide on what you think the actual course of events was.
I like what you did there. You just lay out the facts as you know them. You let the viewers come to their own decision there. Okay, I like that. So if there's going to be a murder-suicide, it'll be if Ben leaves the home in a blood-filled rage, hypothetically in Minecraft, going for John, maybe Courtney, and some way to, I don't know, correct some wrong that he sees. Because, he doesn't take responsibility for anything he does, his failures. He blames everything on everyone else. Okay. Interesting.
Well, just remember, Ben Thorpe is a potential murder machine. He is a 6'8" giant mud baby.
That
with
is a tall man.
Tumors all over his body, and that's 6'8". He is kind of out of shape and a little frumpy, but even at 6'8", he's probably pushing 280.
Right. He is a tall man. I would have to aim high to punch him.
No, just punch him in the balls.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what you do there. You just punch him in the nuts. All right, man. Kino Smoking Man, thank you so much for
man's handicap.
Thank you so much for this. Any final advice on this whole Ben stuff?
Don't fuck your kids, people.
Good advice. Good advice there. All right, take it easy,
Have
Kino.
a good one, Mr. Deadman.
All right, moving in, we have Jordan Peterson. All right, we have the famous Jordan Peterson. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I just heard this. That last caller was I liked his voice, but I have to say, this Thorpe family. I've dealt with a lot of men in my time as a whatever it is I do for a job these days, and it reminded me of the sad story of when the many Jews were forced to carry bags of salt back and forth across the yard at the behest of the Nazis. And I think Ben Thorpe is a Nazi.
Well, that is an interesting take there. Sorry, Jordan. When you went into the story, I got to tell you, I got to be honest. I kind of rolled my eyes, was like, okay, we're getting into this story. You said the Jews. That's what I tuned out on the word Jews. Okay, I'm tired about hearing about the problems with the Jews, how bad the Jews have it. I'm sorry. Could you reframe that without that reference, please? Because honestly, they need to get over it. Okay.
John Thorpe needs to go into his father's belly and chop him into 13 pieces right away.
In Minecraft, yes, I think you can do that in Minecraft. I think you can.
The world needs more men, real men.
So let me ask you: do you think there's going to be a murder-suicide in Rhode Island?
I can't comment on that.
You already commented that John should murder Ben in Minecraft in a violent way.
I'm out of here.
Okay. That was fun. That was so fun. Guys. Hypothetical. We're talking about Rhode Island in Minecraft. There's this cool world map in Minecraft where it has everything, right? Even the United States. And they have Rhode Island. I believe they have the state of Rhode Island, which is teeny tiny. And you could play there. and you go to Thorpe's home in Rhode Island, and you could see, you could participate in this murder-suicide thing. You could witness it. You could see the Ben character murder Courtney in Minecraft. It's so cool and elaborate, okay? Anyway. All right, I think that might be it for the callers here. Thank you so much for sharing your opinion. We heard some interesting things there. I heard a theory that it would be if Ben left the home, which is kind of interesting. I kind of like that. There's some legs on that theory there. There are some theories about if Ben stayed at the home, maybe it's Grace. It's something I was kind of leaning with as well. No one talked about Courtney. Let's be honest, Courtney doesn't have a violent bone in her body, though she is a sex freak. And that doesn't really... Okay. Courtney is a sex freak. There's streams, there's clips of her talking to Hormaxer about that. And I could go in all details how Courtney loves to do so many good things in bed, like give blowjobs endlessly, and Ben just hates it. Ben doesn't want anything to do with it, which is weird. I mean, your wife is a blowjob machine. She wants to suck you off every freaking moment. Why not have that? Jesus Christ. She's not my wife, but she could suck my dick endlessly. I mean, come on now. But, that doesn't mean she's violent. She's not violent. In fact, if anything, she sees herself as a cum dumpster. She sees herself as this battered person. So Courtney is off the table. She's not part of this. I don't even think she would be a target. If there was going to be a murder-suicide in Rhode Island involving the Thorpes and Minecraft, and this is hypothetical, it would be Ben and Grace. It would be Ben and Grace. Maybe John. But it seems like John has moved on and is actually liking that. He knows that his success away from the family, away from Ben, drives Ben crazy. But remember, Rhode Island is a scary place. Rhode Island is the home of horror. True, dark horror. Unfathomable horror. Okay? Anything can happen. With that said, thank you all so much for watching this episode of the Deadman Horror Show. And I hope you guys have a good night. Y'all take it easy.
Are you a great person? Not bad to look at, but have a hard time breaking the ice? We've got your number. Call and meet lots of new people, or just listen in. Maybe you're fresh out of a relationship and ready to meet new people. We've got your number. Call Party Line and meet up to 8 people at a time. Sick of the single scene? We've got your number.
I'm so glad I called.
Me too. I really like your laugh.
Let's do it again soon.
Call now. A lot of great people are waiting to meet you. $3 plus toll if any.